Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 109 and today I am just in a fantastic mood. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's something that I ate, maybe it's something that I drunk, maybe it's just been a brilliant day, which it sort of has been. But I've just woken up this morning just like, yes, today is the day, and I'm just feeling it. I'm just feeling it today. So hopefully, in this episode of Hermitcraft, it's going to be an absolute blast, and we're going to get loads of things done, and it's just going to be a ton of fun, essentially. That's what I'm hoping for. Who knows what's going to happen? It could go awfully, everything could go wrong, could end up dying, being banned from the server, all that sort of thing, but I can't imagine any of that's going to be happening. So at the start of today's episode, I just want to start things off by saying, firstly, I have done a vlog on the second channel. If you do want to check it out, then I'll put a link to that one down in the description. It's been a while since I've done any form of vlog, so you can find it down there. But also, I've got a big announcement to make. I've got a sort of big announcement to make anyway, and it's to do with the game that I've been working on for a little while now. The other day, I decided that I was going to delete about 95% of it. 95% of my game, just poof, gone. I decided it wasn't good enough, I didn't really like it that much, so I deleted it and instead created like a prototype that was really basic, really minimal, just to showcase the game itself, how it was all going to be working and what the concept was. Sent it over to a few of my friends, a few of the people on the Patreon server, and also a few of the hermits as well. And the response, surprisingly enough, considering it's me that's making the game, someone that's just completely new to it, was actually really quite positive. All of them seem to really like the concept and things, which means chances are I'm actually going to release this thing at some point. I'm actually potentially going to be releasing a game. Now, it's not going to be anytime soon, so don't get too excited, but it's going to be at some point next year. It'll be for mobile, so things like iPhones, Android, all that sort of thing. But that's the plan at the minute, and I am, as I'm sure you can tell, really excited for it. So as you guys saw just there when I was prancing and dancing around it in the Nether, don't currently have myself a Nether tunnel, and that isn't particularly good. It means that hermits are going to be out in the wild in the Nether, and nobody really wants that because some people might get injured. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create a Nether tunnel, and I've got a few designs in mind. So here we are in my redstone testing world. This is the place where I do all of my redstone designs. Also, you can see some of my normal designs, I guess, builds for Hermitcraft, for example, the redstone consultancy right the way down there. But also, we have got this little fella. This is the tunnel design that I want to go for, and as you can see, it's a little bit different from what I usually do. Generally speaking, my builds involve quite a lot of iron and stone slabs. Today, we have gone for a slightly different style. We have got sandstone, birch wood, sea lanterns, and also just a tiny bit of stone slabs. I have to get stone slabs in there somewhere, because otherwise, in my opinion, it's not a Mumbo build. So this is the design that we're going to be going for. You can see it's sort of like a modular thing. We're going to be repeating this one, and I'm happy with it. I think it looks pretty nice. It's actually quite a nice build. It's really nice and bright and light, which is good for the Nether, because generally speaking, the Nether is really dark and dingy, and I just want to try and stay away from that sort of style. So the first thing that we're going to have to do today is we're going to have to gather up some sandstone, because I have none of that. We're also going to have to gather up some birch wood, because I've got none of that. Some sea lanterns, because I've got none of those. And also some stone slabs, because I've run out of stone. So serious resource gathering to start off with. So I just trekked all the way over to the desert nether portal to find out that actually both my pickaxes, the two pickaxes that I have on me, I don't even know why I've got the second pickaxe on me, have almost run out. You can see we've got 300 uses on that one, which actually isn't too bad, but 172 uses on that one, and I don't fancy breaking them. Don't fancy breaking them today, so I've just spoken to Exumavoid. He said that I can have some of the sandstone from the squid farm chest, from clearing out the massive area for the squid farm. So massive thank you to Exumavoid for this one, because you've just saved me a fairly big journey. I think that'll be enough. I don't want to take the mick here. Stop number 2 on our little Hermitcraft adventure, XP Crafted's base. Once again, one of the coolest bases on the Hermitcraft server. We're just here to pick up a few sea lanterns. Think I'm going to grab about 3 stacks, because as he says, help yourself, but think of others. I think 3 stacks will be enough. As I say, I don't really want to take too many here, so that should cover us for the Nether tunnel. Now back over to my base area, because we've got to do some mining with this Silk Touch pickaxe. So I was just sat there thinking to myself, where am I going to get myself some birch wood? And then I remembered that pretty much the entire surrounding area around my base is birch wood. I'd completely forgotten about this. This is one of the main reasons why I chose my location, simply because it's ridiculous. The number of birchwood trees, they're the only types of tree that you can see all the way off into the distance. They're up in the sky, they're pretty much everywhere. So I don't think any harm's going to be done if I take a few of them out. I'm not going to go crazy, and I'm not going to clear out the entire forest, because that would really ruin the effect. But, man, so much birchwood to be had. Absolutely ridiculous. So, as you can see right here, I am now in the process of starting things up. Yes, we are finally underway. We are finally chucking down all of the blocks for this build. Now, to do it, of course, I've got all the resources in my inventory, including the sea lanterns right here. I thought I'd forgotten them then. So, the simple pattern is, okay, I'm going to do a quick tutorial for this module. It's just birchwood, and then it's your stair with your upside down stair right there. And then your sea lantern right there. Then we're going to have to do a little bit of clearing out for this future area. But then it's just repeat the same thing again. It's a really, really simple little build. It's almost as simple as the Great Rail, but not quite as simple. Because, of course, that was for extremely long distances. Whereas this one's quite a lot short. I had not realised how close we were. This is going to take about 10 minutes, I'd say. But yeah, it's a really, really simple design. And of course, the ceiling is just sandstone. It might be a little bit overkill on the sandstone, but it's a really nice texture, so we're going to roll with it. But yeah, it should be plain and simple, plain sailing. Hopefully we don't have any problems. This is absolutely hilarious. Take a look in my inventory right here. We have got stacks upon stacks of things. We've got 3 stacks of sea lanterns. And I was like, ooh, is that going to be enough? I don't know. I've got loads and loads of stairs, loads and loads of birchwood. I can't believe I'm about 20 blocks away from the nether portal. How could I have misjudged this so much? I guess, you know, I was a bit... I don't know what I thought. For some reason, I thought I was hundreds of blocks away. I was thinking Great Rail all over again. Bizarre. Very, very strange. I guess I'm just in a really optimistic mood today. I was looking forward to doing some serious tunnel building. It's going to be over before it's even started. So I do believe we have hit our first logistical snag. This is something that I don't really know how to deal with right now. What we've got is we've got a 4-block gap between this tunnel and this one. We also have to go down a block. And also, these modules here are 5 blocks. So that's a real pain in the bum. Okay, that's a bit of a pain in the bum. I feel like I've sort of come up with a solution though. I think this could work. So I'm going to build it on camera just to see, you know, my first thoughts on what I'm actually doing here. I'm placing slabs miles away there. I can't seem to do it properly. There we go. I'm thinking maybe replicate what we have going on over here. So birch there, and then our stairs, sea lantern that goes in the middle. And hopefully that looks sort of okay. It looks alright. It does look okay, and then of course we'll drop down a block right here, so I guess that can actually be slabs, just like that. That will integrate in quite nicely, going across like that. Then we'll have our little sandstone platform down at the bottom here, and it'll be like a nice transition between our 2 different tunnels here. So we've got the tunnel coming from there, and our tunnel coming up here. You know, I think that looks okay. I think that's definitely alright. It definitely solves the problem that we were having of having, like, we would have had to do something pretty drastic if we weren't going for something like this, basically. So yeah, I think I managed to solve something on camera. That's a new positive for me. It's not very often that I manage to do that. So I'm going to continue on with this one. I'm going to do the outside edge, and then we'll be on the home straight. And just like that, pretty much everything is now done. I just got to replace those sandstone there with slabs, and there we go. That's it. There's my nether tunnel. It's absolutely tiny, as you can see. It only travels probably about 20 to 30 blocks. If I had known that it was going to be this short, I wouldn't have gathered quite so many resources. That's a little bit ridiculous there. But we've done the job. We've done the job. The nether portals are now connected up using this nether tunnel. And I have to say, I'm really chuffed with the way that it's turned out. I think it looks absolutely brilliant, to be honest with you. These areas here, they're a little bit squashed and compact, and in fact the first half of the tunnel I've actually had to use a completely different design to my original one. You can see this one over here, it's got the sandstone here, whereas these ones is slightly different. But you know what? It looks good. It looks good. It all looks good. I'm very, very happy. The one thing that I will say is that at the minute, yeah, we don't have any blocks surrounding our tunnel, so I suppose I should fill in that area there with various bits and pieces. But other than that, that will be everything completed for our tunnel really nice and quickly, which is always a positive. So I've now dumped my bucket load of building resources away in the base, and I've picked up a few redstone resources, as you can see right here. Only a handful. We've got a little bit of redstone and a few comparators, and the reason that I've picked up that is because this T flip-flop circuit is annoying me. Okay, it's really annoying me having a T flip-flop because, you know, when I want the door to stay open, then I run over the pressure plates, I close it in front of my face, and it's just driving me around the bend. It seriously is. It's one of those circuits that it doesn't really work well for its purpose. So instead, we are going to be going for a pulse extender circuit. Now, it should be relatively easy to implement, if not easier than beforehand. In fact, I'm just going to do it live on camera here. So we have our monostable circuit there. That is going to be going. Place a block up like that. I'll try my best not to hit this pigman. Although we definitely know it's going to happen, isn't it? Let's chuck him off the edge. Can I chuck him off the edge? Am I unable? Goodbye. Good. Okay, that's him gone. I didn't want him around because otherwise I definitely would have punched him at some point. But basically we're going to run a redstone output from underneath this block here. And then that is going to go out into our comparator-based pulse extender. And that's pretty much the circuit that I'm creating here. It's just a pulse extender that means that when I go through the door... What? Where are these guys coming from? Seriously, get out of here. Get out my redstone circuit. I do not want... This guy. He is dead set on staying here, so I suppose we're just going to have to work around him. But yeah, basically what this will do is it will make the pulse longer so that we can get through the door. Good. Is he in the block? No, he seems to be fine. Zombie pigman problems. It means the door will stay open longer so that I can make my way through, but then it will close automatically behind me, which is exactly what I want. That's a hassle-free circuit. That's really nice and easy to use and is absolutely perfect for what I need it for. Now, one thing that I don't have on me is I don't have any repeaters, so we're just going to chuck this one down here. And yeah, run redstone up into that redstone torch there, and that should be everything. I apologise that was like a bit of a haphazard redstone session there. You probably didn't really follow what was going on particularly well. But hopefully, that should now work. So, let's head up to the surface. I'll try and make my way back through into the top part, and then we'll see what it's like. Right, sadly, by the look of things, I haven't made the pulse quite long enough. As you can see here, if we make our way through... Oh, it sort of breaks. I hope that hasn't broken the No, this is a really robust door. It seems to be able to handle breaking just oh. Pulse extender has been extended, and now as you can see the door opens up. We can walk through, the door will stay open, won't do any of that crazy jittery stuff that spits out all the blocks and breaks the whole door, because that was frustrating. That's something that we don't really want happening. So even if I walk through the middle and go over these pressure plates here, you can see everything is working. The way that I've done that is I've replaced one of the redstone dust with a block, which I'm not going to explain how that works because, to be honest with you, I should probably be looking at it while I'm explaining it. But it's worked. It's worked wonderfully. Our pulse extender is fantastic. Time to move on. So the next project of today's video is to do some bits in the overworld. Finally, we have done pretty much everything today in the nether, so we're going to be doing some nether related activities in the overworld. And as you can see right here, I have done some more designing. So we have got this little nether portal booth thing. I don't really know what to call it. I was going to call it like a pagoda, I suppose. I thought it looked like a pagoda, but I'm going to call it the nether gazebo just because it looks more like a gazebo. And it looks okay. It's alright. I didn't want anything too crazy, didn't want anything massive here, so I've decided to go for like a slightly smaller, simpler design. And you know what? Looks pretty good to me. I'm really happy with it. It looks nice and it integrates the nether portal nicely. The only thing that I will say is that the nether portal right here is 3x3, which means that we are going to have to increase the size of our overworld nether portal, which could mean that our two nether portals get unlinked, and if they do that, I'm going to cry and put my face through my desk. So prepare yourselves for that one. So here goes, my heart is in my mouth right now. I've also moved the nether portal up by a block, which in the grand scheme of things shouldn't really make a difference, but due to Minecraft 1.8 changes, it could make a difference. So let's give it a bash. Let's see what happens here. We pop through the nether portal, and promising, very, very promising. That is a promising sign. Let's see what happens when we go back through. Fingers crossed I make it back to my base. That is good. Okay, excellent. Right, alright. No drama there. No heads going through desks, which I'm glad about because it's a brand new desk and I'd be really upset if I did that. So that's good. Now it is time to start adding in all of the decoration around it, making it look all pretty and things, and we should end up with a good nether experience. Final finishing touches going in now. The entire roof is pretty much completed. Just these final stone slabs and then the cobblestone in the middle. And there we go. That's everything. I've got some scaffolding in the middle here, but that should be out now. And, well, I mean, that looks okay. I do feel like, why did I not get this feeling when I did it in my testing world, but I am getting it now? it looks a bit strange with the portal down there. Maybe. Oh, I've just had a cracking plan. If we take out the corners here and have the cobblestone like that, there we go. That's made a big difference there. Awesome. Okay, so we found a solution to that problem because it looked like basically we'd constructed something around the nether portal, and that's not the sort of style that I was going for. So take out the corners and then our cobblestone like that, and now it looks like our portal is actually sat inside the structure. So that the building tips with Mumbo. You don't get those very often, but that was one of them. So there we go. That is our nether portal in place. Of course, it still links up to the nether portal in the nether, which is very, very important indeed. So this is fantastic. We're making brilliant progress in today's episode. We have done the full nether portal. Now we have done the nether portal. We've done the nether tunnel and the nether portal. Now it is time to do something completely different, because in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, or at least last Sunday's episode of Hermitcraft, I said that I was going to be working on an awesome redstone project, something seriously amazing, and I was going to be releasing the redstone video of it. Now I have released the redstone video of it, and I'm going to quickly show you in today's video, just to refresh your memory. So this big jumbled mess of redstone right here is known as the Tiny Temple of Notch. Now, for those of you who missed this redstone video, you missed out big time, okay? I'm telling you now, you missed out big time. And I'll put a link to this video down in the description, and also, well, no, it's just going to be down in the description. I always forget to put things on the screen, so just down in the description. But this was a recent redstone video that I did that went down extremely well. A lot of you guys really enjoyed it. Of course, it is inspired by FV Disco's Temple of Notch, the original awesome redstone creation, one of the original redstone creations. And a fun fact about this one is that FV Disco actually tweeted this video out. It felt amazing. I fanboyed at my computer because, of course, FV Disco is like the original guy. He's one of the original guys. Him, CMB Minecraft, you know, they are the original two. They're the role models of redstone, in my opinion. And Sethbling, of course. And yeah, he tweeted it out, which was a big news for me. But this is the Tiny Temple of Notch. You can see there is tons of redstone going on here. It's basically a randomizer circuit with two different sets of outcomes. We've got the winking notch, or we've got the crying notch, and then that outputs somewhere else, which we'll be wiring up on the Hermitcraft server, because this is what I want to build. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do it in Hermit Thrills or if I'm going to do it in my base. Probably Hermit Thrills, to be honest with you. But this thing is quite complicated. It is quite complicated, but most importantly, it involves a ton of redstone. As you can see, we've got loads of redstone torches, repeaters, pistons, and all those sorts of things. So I think we've got to do a little bit of resource gathering. So I'm going to challenge myself to get 1 stack of pistons, 1 stack of sticky pistons, 1 stack of hoppers, 1 stack of comparators, 1 stack of repeaters, 1 stack of droppers, and 32 dispensers maybe. Now, I don't necessarily know about the dispensers, because dispensers are a pain in the bum, and that build only uses 2 of them. So it might be a bit silly to do that. But definitely the other ones. I'm definitely going to try my best to get all of those ones. So I've got quite a lot of resource gathering to do, but also quite a lot of crafting to do. And I'll try my best to keep you guys updated. So a funny thing's happened. Yes, once again, this entire area down here has broken. I don't really know what to do. This isn't Tango Tech's design breaking, by the way. The one part that I did this little section here because I thought it would make life easier. Turns out I've messed it up. I've definitely messed it up. Okay, this is all my fault, and all of the items are backed up through here. But because I can't be bothered to fix it right now, what I'm doing is going through all of the hoppers and basically checking for items. So I've managed to find a bunch of sticks, which is going to be handy for the repeaters and the comparators and things. And I'm essentially going to bodge through it for the next couple seconds, really. So the main bulk of it is now pretty much completed. What I'm doing now is the repeaters. So as you can see here, we've got 2 stacks of pistons, stack of redstone torches, a stack of droppers, also got a stack of comparators, which is probably more comparators than I've ever had in my life. And now I'm just working on the repeaters. Hopefully I've got enough. We've got the redstone torches and the redstone. Excellent news. So there we go. Right, now let's consult the list. We need to turn some of these pistons here into sticky pistons, so that can be done nice and easily. We need hoppers, but that's everything. Yeah, we just need hoppers, which means we need a ton of wood. But other than that, we're pretty much good to go. And of course, the way that I'm getting all of this wood is using my automatic tree farm, which is something that I probably haven't shown you guys for around about 30 episodes. It must be like 30 episodes since I've even been in this area. So this is like a side area, a satellite area of my base, I suppose, that is meant to be my bedroom. but I don't really use the bedroom particularly often. It's over there, but yeah, I don't really go over there. But yeah, I mainly use the tree farm because this thing is absolutely beastly. It gets tons and tons of wood, is really, really nice and quick, and quite simple to use. So hopefully this should cover us and allow us to get all of those hoppers. Then everything will be completed. Really nice and easy. Final little piece of the puzzle right now. We have got pretty much everything, but I just need to grab some slime blocks, and that's really nice and easy now that I've got myself a nether portal. I have to say, the length of time that I seem to be spending on recording Hermitcraft episodes has remained the same recently, but I've managed to get so much more done just because it is so easy to gather up resources. It's so easy to pop to and from bases. It's the best. It seriously is the best, and I'm absolutely gutted that I didn't get a nether portal sooner. But anyway, you know, we can think about that all day long, but the good news is that I've now got one, and I've now got myself 64, well, now 64 sticky pistons, which means that we've got all of the sticky pistons, we've got all the regular pistons, we've got all of the hoppers, the comparators, the repeaters, the droppers, and we have a bunch of redstone torches as well. I decided against making the dispensers just because I thought that was silly, but happy days, that's everything done. I've managed to complete everything in today's episode. I've managed to complete everything that I had written out in my plans, which is something that I don't always do. And I'm super chuffed with that. I think this episode has gone really well. I've really enjoyed recording it. It's been a lot of fun. Once again, I just want to mention that, in fact, I've got two things that I want to mention. First off, I did a vlog on the second channel the other day announcing my arrival back on YouTube, because as you guys know, it's been a bit disrupted lately. So there's that. Also, just want to mention that the limited edition t-shirts are still on sale. They haven't quite sold out just yet, but they are running low, so I'd suggest getting one soon. But unfortunately, ladies and gents, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.